Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're not just crunching standard data or doing some routine analysis. No, we're looking at a massive, legacy-building frontier opportunity. I want you to think of this as a mission briefing. We're breaking down a high-stakes executive search for a country manager in Botswana. If you're a senior leader in the heavy engineering or infrastructure space, well, this Explainer is designed directly for you. We're going to deconstruct exactly what it takes to step into a true blank slate executive role on the African continent.
Here's our roadmap for today's briefing. First, we'll meet Sanghvi Movers Limited. Second, the Botswana Leadership Mission. Third, core operational responsibilities. Fourth, the ideal candidate profile. And finally, number 5, applying for the role. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. Meet Sanghvi Movers Limited. So first things first, we really need to establish the powerhouse organization that's actually driving this whole expansion. Sanghvi Movers Limited, or SML for short, is absolutely not a startup. They are one of India's leading crane rental and heavy lifting companies. They provide massive, critical solutions across literally the most demanding sectors on Earth: infrastructure, mining, construction, and the energy sector. This is a company that moves the Earth and builds skylines. And now they're looking to take that massive footprint and expand it internationally.
Section 2. The Botswana Leadership Mission.
Now that international expansion leads us directly to the geographical frontier of this operation. And let me tell you, the scope of this role is just massive. While you'd be based in Botswana, the reach actually extends across South Africa and the broader Southern African region. The core mission here? To establish and grow SML's business operations in this region. The absolutely crucial point to remember is that this is a true blank slate opportunity. You aren't just taking over some well-oiled machine. You are the solution to an expansion problem. You're the one tasked with building this from the ground up, translating a massive Indian legacy into a Southern African powerhouse. It's an epic call to adventure for the right executive, for sure.
Section 3. Core operational responsibilities. But what does building that powerhouse actually look like on a day-to-day basis? Okay, let's dive into this. The responsibilities here are sprawling and intense. First up, you've got to drive business growth, identifying new customers and increasing revenue and profitability across Africa. Second, you are the chief promoter of their core product, crane rental services, specifically targeting those heavy-hitting mining, construction, and industrial clients. Third, you're not just selling, you are overseeing safe and efficient heavy lift operations, coordinating the actual on-the-ground project execution. Fourth, you're tasked with driving used equipment sales, building solid relationships with buyers. And finally, you are the apex leader. You're leading the entire country operations, from sales and business strategy to customer relationships. Basically, you're managing the complete P&L for this new frontier.
But let's not forget the human element, which is arguably the most challenging part of any expansion, right? You have a highly specific team-building mandate here. Step 1, build the local Botswana team from scratch. Step 2, actually recruit those employees. Step 3, train and manage that local staff. Step 4, establish the operational processes that will guide them. This is absolutely not a role for someone who just wants to sit in a corner office and read reports all day. It requires a leader who is ready to roll up their sleeves, build an organization step by step, and create a localized corporate culture from day one.
Section 4. The ideal candidate profile.
So who exactly is SML looking for to pull off this massive mandate? Well, the requirements act as strict gatekeepers, and they are rigorous. The first prerequisite is bold, and it's non-negotiable. 12 to 18. That is the number of years of overall professional experience required. They are looking for a seasoned veteran, someone who has spent well over a decade navigating complex corporate and industrial environments.
And within that 12 to 18 years, here is your next vital metric: 5 to 7. You absolutely need 5 to 7 years specifically in senior leadership or country management. You've got to have a proven track record of leading large teams or managing an entire country's business operations. Trust me, middle management experience is just not going to cut it for this mission. Now, this next part brilliantly illustrates the duality of the role. On one hand, the minimum qualification is a Bachelor of Engineering, whether that's mechanical, civil, or industrial. You really have to understand the nuts and bolts of heavy machinery. But on the flip side, the preferred qualification? It's an MBA. Why? Well, because you're going to be making high-level strategic business decisions. You need the technical foundation of an engineer combined with the strategic vision of a business master. Then there is this strict mandate. Prior experience working in African markets is mandatory. Let's just take a hard stop right there. The source material explicitly states that candidates without African market experience may not even be considered. You have to understand the specific market dynamics, the nuances of cross-cultural communications, and the unique business environment of the continent to succeed here. No way around it, this is an absolute deal breaker. When we synthesize all the implied and explicit skills required, the breadth is just staggering. Strategically, you're looking at business development, market expansion, and sales leadership. Under operational, managing budgets, P&L, project execution, and customer relationships. And under interpersonal skills, you need team management, cross-cultural communication, and high-stakes negotiation. Visually seeing over a dozen unique competencies aggregated like this, it really shows us just how elite the ideal candidate must be to balance the commercial, operational, and human demands of the role.
And to top it all off, your industry background has to align perfectly with the heavyweight reality of SML's business. You ideally need experience in crane rental, heavy lifting, mining equipment, construction equipment, or industrial equipment. Basically, you must feel completely at home in a heavy machinery environment.
Section 5. Applying for the role.
So, if you've been tracking with everything we've covered so far and you actually recognize yourself in that profile, let's quickly summarize the career highlights we've drawn from the data. This is a premier international leadership opportunity. It's a rare chance to independently establish and grow a massive business footprint in Africa. It carries immense responsibility, paired with true strategic decision-making power. You'll get exposure to the highest levels of the mining, construction, and infrastructure sectors. And most importantly, it's the opportunity to build and lead a new country team entirely from scratch. Like we said at the very beginning, this isn't just a job title. It's a chance to build a lasting professional legacy.
So, the ultimate question derived from this entire briefing is simple, but honestly, it's pretty profound. Are you ready to lead in Africa? Do you have that rare mix of engineering chops, business acumen, and raw leadership capability to take a blank slate and turn it into a profitable, thriving regional hub for a major corporation?
If the answer to that is yes, you can officially accept the mission by submitting your application directly to deshpande@sanghviglobal.com. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. The frontier is wide open, and the blueprint is waiting. The only question left is, will it be you who builds the empire?